The BBC has been investigating the plight of thousands of children believed to have been separated from their parents as a result of China's treatment of its Uyghur population. Both the UK and the US have accused China of violating human rights as reports emerged of Uyghurs being forced into internment camps, women being sterilised and the use of forced labour. China has denied that Uyghur families are being deliberately divided. For the past 2 years, the BBC has made repeated requests to help track down the missing children, but the Chinese authorities have failed to respond. Reporting from Taiwan, here's our China correspondent, John Sudworth.
These mothers are marching for their missing children back home in Xinjiang, walking almost 300 miles across Turkey, where they now live, to highlight the years of silence from China. I want them to let me see them, Kalbina Tursun tells me. In this information age, why can't I contact my children? 2 years ago, in a meeting hall in Istanbul, in dozens of similar accounts, Uyghurs from Xinjiang told us how they'd lost all contact with their children.
Do you know where your children are now? So where are those children?
Shown that testimony, the Chinese ambassador in London at the time denied the claims, but promised to investigate.
If you have people got their children lost, you give me names.
With our interviewee's permission, we sent him the names. In 2016, fearing China would force her to have an abortion, Kalbina Tursun left Xinjiang to give birth to her youngest daughter, Merzia. Little did she know, the camps, designed to replace ethnic identity with loyalty to the Communist Party, were being built on a massive scale. Having relatives overseas was one sign of suspicion, so contact with the outside world simply stopped. Kalbina's husband was detained, and she hasn't seen him or her 5 older children since. Except for this, a video she discovered online, filmed in a school hundreds of miles from the family home. I'm sure it's my daughter, she told me, a claim China dismisses as a lie, although it hasn't provided any proof. After the promise to investigate, UK embassy officials confirmed receipt of our documents, saying they had reported the matter to China. We sent follow-up emails, but were told there was no feedback from Beijing. And our requests for comment eventually went unanswered.
We will leave you these as well, because these...
We also handed over details of the missing relatives to officials in Xinjiang, including copies of ID cards, again without success. Then, 1 year after his first appearance, the ambassador went on live TV once more.
The BBC did provide the Chinese embassy with names, and we haven't heard back.
I never received any names since our last show. I hope that you can give me the names. We certainly will get back to you.
So we renewed our request, where, for example, are Khalida Rakit-Khan Kurza's missing sons? Are their wives still in the camps? Where are her 14 grandchildren? Khalida, who lives in Kazakhstan, now spends her days protesting outside the Chinese consulate. Until China gives me information, I'll keep coming, she told me.
Thank you.
Earlier this year, Liu Xiaoming left the UK with an online farewell reception and his promise still unmet by the Chinese government. No progress, said the latest email from his officials.
This is my mom, Chinese.
No explanation, for example, as to why this 68-year-old Uyghur spent 18 months in a camp and why she's now being prevented from travelling to see her daughter, who lives in the UK.
What do you think the fact that we have heard nothing from them in response might tell us?
They're trying to not to answer or trying to hide what they are doing. She's been through in the camp, and they don't want her to speak out what's happening in there.
After 2 years of promises to help find the missing, Xinjiang's shattered families have been offered only silence. John Sudworth, BBC News, Taipei.